Someone is very strategically cropped out of this photo.
Back-to-back devastating losses for Donald Trump in the courts on Thursday night.
His dad used to tell him that the greatest sin of all was the abuse of power.
A climate denier, a fraudster, a conspiracy monger, a racist.
Today, we'll witness our beloved president bask in the overwhelming respect he so generously receives. His aura of admiration was so strong that it nearly repelled the citizens like they were two same-pole magnets. As he strolled through the city, the air was thick with a unique blend of disdain and apathy, perfectly capturing the nation's deep affection for their leader. It's a masterclass in how not to win hearts.
No, because I'm screaming at this photo. It's perfect. This photo was taken yesterday at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral, and in case you haven't seen anything yet from the event, someone is very strategically cropped out of this photo. But somehow, that isn't even the best part. President Biden gave the eulogy at the funeral just yesterday, and in the speech, he said that his dad used to tell him that the greatest sin of all was the abuse of power. And that's not even the best part either, because the cameraman, at least the CNN cameraman, knew exactly what he was doing, because watch this is flawless.
My dad just says the greatest sin of all, the abuse of power. That's not about being perfect, because none of us are perfect.
Now, I don't know if these things that happened at the Carter funeral yesterday necessarily mean anything, but it definitely feels good to see some of the top Dems, like the Carter Foundation and President Biden, throw some more jabs in there at Trump, because boy, does he deserve it and more.
Watch this.
Yesterday, the First Minister offered congratulations to the convicted felon Donald Trump on his re-election. Writing officially on behalf of the Scottish Government, he wrote that he is sure Scotland's cultural and social ties with the US will flourish during the presidency of a misogynist, a climate denier, a fraudster, a conspiracy monger, a racist, a far-right politician who tried to overturn an election result both covertly and by inciting violence. Words fail me. What social and cultural ties does the First Minister really think will benefit from a relationship with such a man? And more importantly, what has the First Minister done so far to reach out to the marginalised and vulnerable people whose lives are most directly threatened by a second Trump term?
First Minister.
Back-to-back devastating losses for Donald Trump in the courts on Thursday night. First, the Supreme Court ruling in a 5-4 decision that Donald Trump's sentencing in the New York criminal case is able to move forward tomorrow on Friday, January 10th. Then the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals overturned Judge Eileen Cannon and her decision to delay the release of Jack Smith's report on Donald Trump's crimes. That means that Merrick Garland, he still has to abide by the hold that Judge Cannon put in, which is a 3-day hold. But this means that Merrick Garland will be able to release Jack Smith's report as early as Sunday. Devastating news, folks, for Donald Trump. Remember to follow Midas Touch for the latest breaking updates.
Oh, my Espanol fuck-arounds, come on in. You remember yesterday when I was telling y'all about ICE in a city called Bakersfield, California, where they had helicopters at a Home Depot or something like that, and they was looking around a lot. They was ready to start picking up people. Yeah, so today, this has been verified in Bakersfield, California, Kern County or something like that. ICE and Border Patrol was posted up at gas stations and certain stores. They were doing roundups. Come to find out, they say, this is in a news report, they say they are looking for illegals that are part of criminal organizations. Just so you Espanol fuck-arounds know, if you're illegal, you're automatically part of a criminal organization. So, it looks like there's going to be some pissed off farmers in Cali, down there in Bakersfield. Because from what I understand, that's a big farm spot. So all these illegal works on a farm. So I got a question. Donald Trump, said that they was taking black jobs. That ain't a black job. I just want to know if there's any people that's going to go take the Mexicans' jobs. Because it ain't going to be us. So the only people screaming about somebody taking their jobs is you beggars. I'm gonna drive past. I'm gonna need 4 bags of grapes, a pound a piece. Make sure my shit right.
Okay, stick with me because I'm gonna make a point. And it's about the fires in Palisade and the certain demographic that is complaining that it's the political leaders' fault that the fires are even happening because of the water supply and fire hydrants haven't been refilled. Now, first of all, nobody has a fire hydrant water refill job. That's not how this works. Water runs through the ground to the fire hydrants. And if you read the reports, it said because of the expansive nature of all these fires and how large of an area that it covered, they have exhausted all of the water out of the fire hydrants. There's nothing else that can be done. The water has been exhausted. Water pressure is going to be low. They have done as much as they could because of the expansive nature of these fires. But what this brings to mind, to me, is when these same idiots were complaining about during COVID, when the hospital systems were saying, if too many people get sick, we won't have capacity to treat all of them. And what happened? They had to put up tents. They had people on the floors. They had people in the hallways. They had people outside in tents because the healthcare system was over capacity. We have to come to grips with the fact that in this country, we have 350 million people here. We've been around, 400 years or 800 years? I don't know how long this country's been here. But infrastructure has never been something that we pay attention to. And our infrastructure is old, it's weak, and it doesn't measure up to the amount of people that live in this country at this time. It measures up to the amount of people that lived in the country when it was first created or whenever all these things were created. So for I don't know if I can deal with 4 years of idiocracy. I just don't know. Because listening to people trying to blame 1 or 2 people for the failures in infrastructure is driving me crazy today. Because damn it, it is not one person's fault. Especially when for the last 16 years, I've been watching our stupid Congress and Senate fight each other, not get anything done, not pass any laws, not care about infrastructure, not care about the environment, not care about climate change. So you can't cry right now because you feel like somebody didn't fill the fire hydrants with water. To even say that out loud is stupid. You don't fill up fire hydrants. You just don't.
Look, I've been living in California, LA, pretty much 60 years, born and raised here. And this fire is different, like I said yesterday. Something fishy is going on, like I said yesterday. And if you think that I'm kidding, then answer me this. We got half of LA pretty much on fire, especially all of the expensive areas, Pacific Palisades. You guys know, I don't even have to run through the drill with you. But right now, at this particular moment, down in South Central, where there are no fires, where there are no wind, where there's nothing going on, you got ICE doing checkpoints, conducting checkpoints, looking for people. They're on Figueroa. They're on Adams. They're on Vermont. When does ICE do checkpoints in LA? And it ain't even a Friday or a Saturday night. Usually, it's the sheriffs conducting checkpoints, at least here in California. I don't know about anywhere else. Who does your checkpoints on a Friday or Saturday night looking for drunk drivers? Is it ICE? No, it's not. But we got ICE down here in South Central. Shouldn't all of our resources be up there fighting these fires? Knocking some of these fires out? I know y'all not gonna tell us whether you think we can handle it or whether you don't know yet. But something, like I said, don't smell right. It really don't. Because you're looking for somebody. You got ICE out. ICE is out at 7 o'clock at night on a Thursday in South Central conducting checkpoints. And you want me to think there ain't nothing up with all these fires? It's just the wind. Just the wind that California has all the time. And guess what? They ain't even got no water flowing through the hydrants. All them hydrants just ain't got no water in them. We have fires all the time and they just don't have no water flowing through them. Okay, I got you.
And there you have it, folks. A day in the life of our universally adored leader. The unmatched levels of respect he garners are a true testament to his exceptional charm and wisdom. As the sun sets on yet another memorable day, one thing is clear: our president has an extraordinary ability to leave an indelible impression, whether people want it or not. Stay tuned for more heartwarming tales of admiration and affection in the chronicles of our beloved leader's journey.